it looks like all the single ladies are staying home as Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour, it is struggling to sell out.
Where the celebrities may prefer to remain silent, but the tea is too hot to ignore. Let's get into this Beyoncé mess because guess what? 50 Cent just turned the switch once more, and this time he's heading straight for Queen Bey. Yes, Mr. Petty is making fun of Beyoncé's new cowboy couture, and the streets are ablaze with rumors that he's doing it to avoid the heat from that explosive Diddy situation. Furthermore, he's accusing Jay-Z of hiding behind Beyoncé's stardom to avoid the drama that is building. Affordable secondhand tickets.
And it's not selling in the States or in London. And so you're just kind of wondering, A, what's going on? And B, is she going to end up like Justin Timberlake singing to 11,000 fans at the very end of his tour in a 60,000-seat arena?
Even though the Beehive is out here doing PR backflips, fans are whispering that something feels very strange. And it's not just the stage lights flickering. The internet is loud, and we're talking about floor seats gathering dust, entire VIP areas remaining untouched, and upper deck spots going down to $20 like it's a clearance sale. In addition to being embarrassing, that is a serious red signal that should not be disregarded. Beyoncé herself seemed to be merely following the script. The tour isn't providing queen energy. Rather, it's revealing what's actually happening behind the scenes. This is where things really start to go wrong. 50 Cent just made a mysterious post, and everyone is saying that it's directed directly at Beyoncé. The criticism is so intense that it could be cut with a knife. And it's not just about her music failing anymore. The 50s are implying that there's some nasty drama going on behind the scenes that the Carters don't want you to know about. Rumor has it that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are out there grinning for the cameras while reportedly freaking out behind closed doors because Jay's name was added to those astounding lawsuits involving Diddy. And here's the part that's completely crazy. At the age of 13, Diddy's accuser asserted that Jay-Z was present when she was involved in a distressing occurrence.
So Beyonce jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, come on, I'm talking to her. She jumped down. She was like, oh. And I'm like, wait, what is she doing?
Jay-Z's lawyer is now claiming that she went full mob boss mode, sending private investigators to her home. With no lawyer present, no notice, just plain intimidation tactics. If behavior. The original case was dismissed on a technicality, but she has returned with new documents and is not backing down, claiming that everything she said was true. The big question now is whether fans are truly avoiding the tour due to expensive tickets and genre confusion, or whether they are finally realizing this Carter-Diddy mess. Cent is turning up the volume, claiming that Jay-Z is hiding behind Beyoncé as the heat gets hotter than ever. He's giving harsh criticism and suggesting that this Cowboy Carter tour flop may not be about country music at all, but rather about secrets finally coming to light.
50 shared this TMZ headline reporting that ticket sales for Beyoncé's new Cowboy Carter tour have stalled. Now, the tour kicked off in LA on Monday, and shockingly, tickets dipped to as low as $57. So the question is, why isn't the Beehive settling up?
This issue is blowing up. Whether 50 Cent is stealing receipts or is merely stirring things up as usual. Beyoncé's tour began in Englewood, California, but fans were sneering at the jump, empty seats, weird vibe, and low turnout. Now, it's not just rumors. Big celebrity gossip pages are putting Beyoncé on full display, posting a page on X Pop. Content. Straight up, they didn't mince words when they showed the awful opening night footage, which showed enormous holes in the pit and whole areas that appeared abandoned like a ghost town. The pit is incredibly unsold, and other seating sections appear empty as Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour gets underway. This isn't negligible, it's a straight-up read.
Prices for Beyoncé's highly anticipated Cowboy Carter tour are dropping like a lot. Just months ago, a fan could expect to spend up to $800 for a pre-sale ticket to the opening night in the tour in Los Angeles. But hours before the concert, tickets had dipped to as low as $57.
When the show officially began, Ticketmaster confirmed it as well. There were still thousands of unsold tickets left, and guess who couldn't keep quiet? 50 Cent plunged right back into the mess, reposting the story with a screenshot trolling with the iconic caption, "It's getting real out here." He's making it very clear that he believes something shady is happening behind the scenes. Curtain, and he isn't going to overlook it. But here's the twist. insiders are claiming that this failure may not be entirely Beyoncé's fault. They cite sources who claim that scalpers and resellers grabbed large quantities of tickets in the hopes of striking gold, but they fumbled. One source told the Daily Mail that these resellers overplayed their hand and are now sitting on stacks of tickets that no one wants.
Beyonce's out of touch, okay? People are fighting for their lives, they're getting deported, they're losing their jobs. We have better things to do, Beyonce, than make you rich. And we're also in debt from your last concert. Can we just say that you just had?
Yep. When Cowboy Carter was first announced in February, fans were already dragging the prices. Some were going for thousands. Now, days before showtime, you could get tickets for just $20. That's a red flag, and fans are asking the real question. Is this a pricing failure, or is the public simply not attending Beyoncé as they used to? Whatever the reason, the stadiums are eerily silent, and some fans are trying to be cautious by attributing the failure to simple tour fatigue. They're saying perhaps Beyoncé moved too quickly, diving into Cowboy Carter immediately after the huge Renaissance run. Sure, it makes sense, but let's face it, this new era isn't landing the same. The Beehive isn't buzzing like they used to, and people are saying the album doesn't hit the way Renaissance did. You can feel it, and the hype isn't there. But hold on, things are getting much messier than that. A whole new theory is beginning to circulate, and if it's accurate, it could explain everything. I believe the true reason for those empty arenas isn't the music at all, but rather the scandal that sits directly behind it. Yes, the Jay-Z and Diddy. Scandal is back in the news, and people are still talking about the lawsuit that Jane Doe filed against both of them, accusing them of being involved in a disturbing incident when she was just 13 years old. The case was dismissed, but Jane Doe didn't back down. She returned stronger, insisting that everything she said was true. And then her lawyer, Tony Busby, dropped a bombshell alleging that Jay-Z sent 2 private investigators to Jay-Z's own team, acknowledged her in secret without a lawyer present. However, they attempted to hide the fact that it was all by the book, claiming that the timing, pressure, and silence were all shady. Now that fans are noticing, they're wondering if this entire scandal is what's actually deterring people from attending the tour.
When Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man.
In her most recent court filing, Jane Doe stated that she was literally trembling while those private investigators were speaking to her, regardless of how composed they tried to appear. She felt completely threatened, which is serious. And to erase any doubts, she doubled down by saying straight up that she still stands by every single word and that she isn't letting Jay-Z off the hook based on her account of the alleged incident. Jay-Z's camp may claim that they didn't cross any legal lines, but the streets are speaking and Jane Doe is not backing down in the least. When she declared, "I never stated once or more times that Mr. Carter did not assault me." Not only is she claiming that Jay-Z was in the area, but she is also claiming that he was involved, which elevates the whole matter to a risky new level. This is where it really gets interesting. While the rest of the business is completely silent, 50 Cent is still running full tilt and has been constantly bringing up Jay-Z's name and pointing out his relationship to Diddy. When you thought things couldn't get any more crazy, Kanye West showed up and tossed gasoline on the flames. He isn't stopping and is letting it all out, uncensored and raw. Yes, he didn't hold back when he jumped into the mess with a wild string of posts on X. He came for both Jay-Z and Beyoncé, saying that the only reason they're still protected is because of their connections behind the scenes. He wasn't being cryptic either. He just stated that they're under control like puppets for the higher powers running things in the shadows, leaving fans stunned and the internet going crazy. Crazy about the words he used, is Kanye exposing some real truth or just stirring the pot again? Is the question that people are asking. In any case, this situation just escalated from terrible to nuclear, Kanye. In one of his most outrageous posts to date, West set the internet on fire once more. Kanye said, "I call celebrities F-words, but I know they have no other choice but to explicitly do Jewish deeds to keep their status, money, and even stay out of jail." The post was highlighted right away since it was intense, raw, and blazing. But he didn't stop there.
So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's in.
Oh, wow.
After that, a phone conversation between Diddy and Kanye was leaked online, and the tone was one of pure desperation. Diddy was venting, claiming that he had always supported his friends in difficult situations, but now that he was the target of criticism, everyone was staring at him. "I always spoke up to everybody, and I'm not bitter," Diddy said. Fans, however, saw that tone as blatant treachery, and they are all certain that he was aiming directly at Jay-Z. They used to be close, and Dottie once referred to Jay as his strategist, stating that he was the first person he would call when things became bad. But now there is no word from Jay-Z. Quietness has become oppressive. When the stories became ugly, people started to wonder, did Jay-Z really cut ties to save his image? Or is he just playing the waiting game, letting it all blow over in silence? He made no pronouncements, offered no public defense, and showed no signs of support. It's as if he erased Diddy from the public consciousness. And when Jane Doe named Jay in that lawsuit, his team wasted no time in getting Jay's lawyer, Alex Spiro, to publicly deny that Jay and Diddy were even friends. That's cold. Imagine being Diddy, watching everything happen while your so-called inner circle acts as if you never existed, especially since there are still rumors that Diddy once helped Jay-Z keep some real dark secrets buried. If what people are saying is accurate, then Jay-Z is reversing the story and pretending that he was never close to Diddy, which is cold-blooded. Yes, he was able to have his name taken out of Jane Doe's official lawsuit, but let's not act like people haven't been keeping a close eye on Jay for years. The rumors about him began with Diddy, particularly regarding his alleged relationships with women much younger than him. Whenever someone tried to voice their opinions, they were quickly silenced and removed from the conversation. And then there was the name that still haunts some circles: Kathy White, the actress who died under strange conditions. Insiders believe she was going to reveal something significant after being connected to Jay-Z, but she never had the chance. Diddy, according to Jaguar Wright, helped the Carters resolve the issue. She even says there is a tape of what actually happened. Now, for the unsettling part, Kanye West reportedly suffered a sudden mental collapse exactly one day after repeating that same tale and criticizing Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Then, he was put on psychiatric hold. This isn't simply a coincidence, though, as many people don't believe it. Drama anymore, things are about to take a much darker turn, and 50 Cent isn't backing down either. He's been on Jay's neck since March 2024, when Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes while the rest of the industry was hiding. Mob 50 put a photoshopped milk carton with Jay-Z's face on it, as if he were missing, and captioned it, "Anybody seen Jay?" jumping immediately into Instagram and yelling fire. Savage Puff said that Jay-Z had been ignoring his calls and not returning his calls, but 50 Cent wasn't done making fun of him yet. This time, he posted a picture of Jay-Z grinning and waving on the red carpet. "This is Jay-Z's complete troll move," the description reads. But 50 wasn't joking. He was making a point. Jay's silence is unquestionable, so he threw another jab. For measure, he was last spotted waving at Puffy's jet, which is vicious. You know who got his back on the first day? In a recent Vlad TV interview, Tony Yayo stated unequivocally that it's crazy that Jay-Z is acting as though he was never cool with Diddy. Everyone knows that the two have been close for years, and now the Bayhive is going all out, claiming that 50 is simply obsessed with repeatedly trolling the Carters due to their long-standing feud with Jay-Z. However, many people don't buy that line of reasoning. Despite all the shady rumors that have followed Diddy for years, people aren't forgetting that, let's be honest, there are mountains of receipts proving that this wasn't just some distant, business-only relationship. Jay and Bey partied with Diddy, traveled with him, and ended up getting really cozy off the clock. Rapper Daw once said that he first met Beyoncé in Diddy's house. That says a lot. It wasn't just a friendly industry greeting. It was inner circle conduct, and just when you think things can't get any worse, they do. This month, another of Diddy's accusers came forward, and this time, Beyoncé's name was included in the story. The most recent shocker is in the details, and they're upsetting. Joseph Manza recently filed a new lawsuit, and what he's saying has the internet in a frenzy. Joseph claims that he was drugged and assaulted at a party that Diddy hosted back in 2015. And guess who was allegedly at that same party? Beyoncé. The event was supposed to be a celebration of Christian Combs' birthday in Miami, but it ended up being a complete nightmare. It gets eerie in this place, a home owned by music icons Gloria and Emilio Estefan. Joseph claims that Gloria asked after noticing something wasn't right. People are asking the real question: did Jay-Z and Beyoncé really have no idea what was going on at all these events over the years, or were they just choosing to look away? This is where the story takes a really scary turn. Joseph claims that once he was completely insane, he was led through a secret underground tunnel that connects the Estefan property directly to Diddy's mansion. The person who allegedly escorted him was former adult film star Adria English. The lawsuit claims that Beyoncé glanced at him and said, "Why is there a half-naked white man lying here with an adult toy strapped to his face?" After realizing he was in a room with Jay-Z and Beyoncé, and how did someone react when she said, "It's a punishment. Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches." Totally disgusting. The lawsuit goes on to claim that Diddy personally ordered Joseph to be humiliated in front of famous visitors as a twisted warning. The whole thing is extremely upsetting and is making the public view the Carters through a whole new lens. Joseph's lawsuit doesn't hold back. The details are shocking. He claims that after being stripped and made to wear only a thong, he was forced to wear a black leather mask with a rubber dam pushed onto his face. The mask was then zipped shut and locked in place, and a disturbing adult device protruded from his mouth. Joseph claims that the degrading, non-consensual acts that followed were part of some twisted freak-off, which is horrifying. However, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's response, or lack thereof, becomes even more suspicious. The lawyer of Jay-Z, Alex Spiro, quickly shut down that section by asserting that Jay wasn't even in Miami at the time of the party. But here's the thing, Spiro didn't state a one word regarding Beyoncé. Fans are wondering why Jay's lawyer was able to act so quickly to protect him, and why no one intervened to clear Beyoncé's name, especially since she was named as a witness in the lawsuit. They are beginning to believe that silence is loud and that it may be a strategy. The rumors are swirling. Are the cards really that united front they present to the world? Or is Jay-Z letting Beyoncé take center stage to protect him from the fire? Some claim that Jay is playing chess behind the curtain while laying low behind her glow like a wall. Jay-Z may have been the driving force behind Beyoncé's abrupt decision to start the Cowboy Carter tour, not because of the music, but rather to divert attention, keep her occupied, keep her visible, and keep questions away from him. Meanwhile, the unsettling rumors about Diddy keep piling up, and Jay's name keeps them, all of which point to one thing: distraction. Everyone is wondering whether the timing of this Cowboy Carter tour is a ploy to divert attention from the commotion surrounding the Diddy trial, as more and more people believe. Additionally, let's not forget what Jaguar. According to Wright, she didn't mince words when she stated that Beyoncé's admirers should create their own Free Britney movement because, according to her, Jay-Z is supposedly giving Beyoncé drugs and making her work constantly like a machine to preserve his reputation. If that is even partially true, that is horrifying. But wait, it gets worse. 50 Cent has just added fuel to the fire by stating unequivocally that Jay-Z treats his marriage like a business contract, using Beyoncé's celebrity voice and large fan base as a human shield while he quietly pulls strings in the background. This is not just a messy accusation, it's a full-on one. And now that the fans are talking, the trust is eroding and the questions are becoming louder. So here's what we want to know from you about the true Is 50 Cent being truthful when he claims that Jay-Z is using Bey to shield himself from the consequences of the Diddy scandals? Or is Cowboy Carter's failure to perform like Beyoncé's previous tours just an isolated failure? Or is there something much more going on here? Leave your ideas in the comments section. We're reading them all. Don't forget to click the like button. If you've been following this crazy story from the beginning, you should subscribe to the channel and tell someone about this video. You won't want to miss what comes next. More incredible tales turn on your alerts now for more truth bombs and a ton of heat. And we'll see you in the next video.